I just want to show you a simple trick that can help you save a lot of time when you're building a house. So this diagram is from a house I'm supervising, and this, what you see here, is the second floor plan. So I'll just tell you what this stuff represents. So you can see the second floor plan has 2 bedrooms. Okay, this is the staircase. This is the staircase. Alright, this thing you see here, okay, represent the door. This curve represents the direction in which the door opens. Here too. So these are doors. This is a balcony. Okay, this one here too also has a small balcony. This is the room, so you can see a bed here. This is the bathroom. This is dresser or changing room. Same thing here. As you climb up the stairs, you enter here. This is the room. This is the dresser. This is the bathroom, and this is the balcony. So one thing you can do to save yourself a lot of time, because when you are using this is an architectural drawing. You're using architectural drawing on site, and you want to give directions, especially for block work. Okay, all these things you see here represent walls. So we're looking at the building from the top. These are walls. These things here around. Okay, our walls. So when giving direction for the length of the walls, everything in engineering is calculation. You have to know the exact length, because when you're on site, maybe out of fatigue, you can forget and miscalculate. So one simple thing you can do, right, is invest your time into recreating this and putting in the proper calculation close to the walls. So that's exactly what I did here. Okay, so you can see at this diagram now. Okay, let me give you. Let's look for something. Let's look for something. Okay, if I ask you what's the length of some walls, you see that the diagram doesn't show it. They do, but the way in which they show it is that you have to look for something that shows the entire length and find a way to subtract from it. Okay, you can see here is 3,000 to 440. You can see here is 1760. So let's look at this one here. Now you can see that this one is 3,500, right? From here to here is 3,500. Now when you're doing the block work, you know that they'll do a wall here and they'll do a wall here, right? Here, they'll do a wall here and they'll do a wall here. So if you look at it, you may ask yourself, what's the length of this wall and what's the length of this wall, since this sits in the middle. Okay, so while on site and you're giving them instruction, you can just come here. So the length from here to here, from here to here is 3,500, right? And this door, let's look for the door. This is another view of it. Okay, this is another view of it. So this should be door 4. So you can come down to the schedule. There's a door schedule. Look for door 4. You can see that door 4 here is. You can see that door 4 is 2,700, right? The width of door 4 is 2,700. So simple thing you can do is just go back to the drawing, to the layout of the second floor, which is this. So now that you know it is 2,700, right? And then this length here is 3,500. So simple thing you can do is just say 3,500 minus 2,700. Since that's the width of the door, you should have 800, right? And since this is in the middle, okay, so this is 400, this is 400. Now when you're on site, it's going to make you less productive and slow your work if you're trying to calculate before answering questions, especially when you want to make changes or do something quickly. So like I said, the best thing is to redraw the entire thing, which I have done, right? And sometimes when you're giving architectural drawing, you can be giving like a soft copy of your phone. But this is an easy piece of paper. Also, the architectural drawing is very huge. You've seen the architectural drawing for a building, it's huge. And carrying it around, especially when you're climbing up, is not so productive. So the best is to just do it on a sheet of paper, because basically when you are doing block work for a particular floor, you won't necessarily be doing block work for 2, 3, 4 floors at the same time, right? It's one at a time. So you can use this as a guide. Easy to fold, put in your pocket. Okay, and you can see that I have all the dimensions here well calculated. Now, one thing you need to know is that every architectural drawing, every room, every space usually looks like a box somehow. So the most important thing you need is the area, okay, the length and breadth of the box. So you can see that particular place we calculated to be 400. You can see it's shown here, right? The 2750 door here to is 400. Okay, this one now is approximately 800. The drawing doesn't show this, right? The drawing also sometimes is unclear if you are using a 9-inch block or a 6-inch block, right? It doesn't really indicate it. Okay, you won't be able to see it. So it's always good to indicate that in your drawing, so you know that okay, this door is this door is 6-inch or 9-inch. Okay, so you can see that all the lengths. You can see that I can take this entire thing as a box. Right, I have the length here, I have the breadth. So look at this again. Right, I have the length here, I have the breadth. I have the length, I have the breadth, I have the length, I have the breadth, length, breadth, length, breadth, length, breadth, length, breadth, length of this. The breadth of this is the same thing here. Okay, then the length of this small box, breadth of this. So it really helps for you to rearrange everything in your mind like a box. So this is a box. Okay, this is also a box. Okay, so this is a box. This is a box. Right, although the box have different length and breadth, this is a box, so just take it as such. And when you know the length of each box is, length and breadth of each box, is very easy for you to, you don't even need to calculate anymore, you just see the figure and that's what you use. Another thing too is look at the walls that have doors, right, or the walls that have opening, and calculate for that. Okay, although I have the length and breadth of this, right, when they're doing the block work, how do I know the length from here to here? So you do those calculations. So the thing is, lateral drawing may make it difficult, because you have to calculate upon calculation, but once you just redraw everything, you can easily put it and use it. Okay, so this is easier to read, very easy to read, compared to. So you can see the block is 6 and there's also a window too, right? And there's all the doors that are available on that floor. These are the width of the doors. So it makes it easy. You fold this simple paper, okay, and keep it in your pocket, right? Because the side can be very messy. So that's a simple trick, okay? So help you be more productive on your outside.